The family lawyer accidentally sent me the wrong will, and I discovered my siblings have been stealing from me for decades. I stared at the envelope addressed to Cordelia Blackthorne, clearly meant for someone else. But when I called Hartwell and Associates, they were closed for the holiday. I almost tossed it aside, but something made me open it anyway. The letter had read, "Last Will and Testament of Margaret Holloway," my grandmother's name. But this wasn't the will we'd read at her funeral 3 years ago. That one left everything equally between me, my brother, and my sister. This one was different, completely different. To my beloved granddaughter, I leave the entirety of my estate, including the lake house, investment portfolio, and trust funds, as she alone showed me genuine love without expectation of inheritance. My hands trembled. According to this document, I was supposed to inherit everything, over $2 million. Instead, I'd received a small jewelry box and been told grandmother had spent most of her money on medical bills. I called my uncle immediately. "That's impossible," he said when I read him excerpts. I was there when the will was read. We all were, but something in his voice sounded strange, careful. The next morning, I drove to Hartwell and Associates. The secretary looked confused when I mentioned Cordelia Blackthorne. "There's no client by that name," she said, checking her computer. "But we did handle Margaret Holloway's estate." Mr. Hartwell himself came out, his face pale when he saw the document in my hands. "Where did you get this?" he asked. "You mailed it to me. Wrong address." He examined the pages, sweat beading on his forehead. This was sealed. Court-ordered. How did this get mixed up with court-ordered sealed? Why would a will be sealed? He wouldn't answer. But I saw him glance toward his files, then back at me. That's when I understood. There were 2 wills. I hired my own attorney that afternoon. Within a week, we discovered the truth. My brother and sister had contested grandmother's original will, claiming she wasn't mentally competent when she wrote it. They'd produced witnesses, medical records, expert testimony, all fabricated. The judge had sealed the original will and probated a fake one they'd created. They'd stolen everything and left me with nothing, believing I'd never find out. But now I had proof. My attorney smiled grimly as we reviewed the evidence. "This is fraud on a massive scale. Criminal fraud. Your siblings are going to prison." I thought about my sister's new house, my brother's expensive car, the lavish vacations they'd been taking while I worked double shifts to pay rent. But as we prepared to file charges, my attorney's phone rang. His face went white as he listened. "We have a problem," he said after hanging up. "Your brother just filed a missing person report. He claims you've been mentally unstable since your grandmother's death and you've disappeared with important family documents. That's insane. I'm right here." He's petitioned for emergency guardianship. The hearing is tomorrow morning. My blood ran cold. If my brother became my legal guardian, he could make the evidence disappear, forever. I had less than 24 hours to prove I wasn't crazy before they could silence me permanently. I couldn't fit what happens next in this short video. Watch the rest down below.